Today I am going to teach you conservation in India. Okay, it is somewhat left with conservation. So India has several laws aimed at protecting the environment, including plants and animals, and some of these I am going to discuss. It has also launched several plans and programs to conserve biodiversity. Okay, so let us take a brief look at some of the programs and organizations, okay, which work related to conservation in India. And some of Indian laws on conservation. First one is the Forest Act, under which reserve, protected and village forests are managed. Second one is Forest Conservation Act, which regulates non-forest use, that is mining of forest land. Next, Wildlife Protection Act, and according to this law, the Environment Protection Act, under which industries cannot be set up near areas protected for conservation. Besides, all development projects have to get an environment clearance from the government. And next one is the Fisheries Act, which bans the use of explosive and poisons for fishing. So these are the some laws. Let us come to some plans, and some of the important plans are National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan. This has the broad aim of conserving biodiversity with the cooperation of the people and the organization working for conservation and the rights of the people. It seeks to ensure sustainable development of natural resources. And you know very well what is sustainable development means: making use of natural resources to meet the needs of the present generation, but at the same time we have to think about the future generation, means we will ensuring that future generation are not deprived of the use of natural resources for their needs. Okay. Next come to National Wildlife Action Plan, and under this plan it looks into the matter of a national park, sanctuaries, etc. Means this is a comprehensive program for the conservation of wildlife. The 500 sanctuaries, 89 national parks established under this plan are an effort towards in situ conservation. The national parks, you know, are highly protected areas where traditional activities like firewood collection, grazings are strictly prohibited. The sanctuaries, on the other hand, are the areas where traditional activities are allowed to go on in a regulated manner. So parks aim primarily at protecting the particular species. For example, Gir Park aims to save lions. Okay, and where Gir Park is located, it is in what? Rajasthan. Next, other than these three are 13 biosphere reserves, 3 of which are recognized by UNESCO, and some special projects have also been launched to protect endangered species in their natural habitat, means in situ conservation, just like Project Tiger, Project Elephant and Project Crocodile are among these. Okay. Also, it plans to establish parks and gardens. Almost every large city has a zoological park and garden. Okay. Many are botanical gardens. Some of these parks and gardens are centers of the ex situ conservation of wildlife. Okay. Means those animals or plants whose lives are in danger, they are brought to the parks and they are provided with necessary accommodations and all necessities they get in the natural atmosphere. For example, 5 parks have been set up across the country for the cultivation of medicinal plants, and several orchards, sanctuaries have been set up in the Himalayas and Western Ghats. The Madras Crocodile Bank is a special park for breeding crocodiles. Okay. Also, it looks at wetlands, mangroves, and coral reefs. In all, 24 wetlands are protected under the Wetlands Conservation Program. The program also maintains a directory on 183 important wetlands. Mangroves are coastal forest of salt torrent seas. Okay, and they offer natural protection against encroachments of the sea into the shore, and generally found in West Bengal, in some part of Odisha also. The conservation and management of mangrove schemes protects 33 of our mangroves. And coral reefs are one of the habitats of richest in biodiversity. The coral reefs of the Gulf of Mannar and Gulf of Kutch, Andaman Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep Islands are under the special management of state level committees. Okay, so these are the some of the plans and programs, but all these things to be sustained, okay, people's participation is one of the important factor. So India has a long tradition of protecting trees and animals by people. Many plants and animals are considered sacred, and pockets of forest are preserved as the sacred groups where deities resides. This idea generally we have. There are ancient tales of people laying down their lives to save trees and modern people's movements to save forest. And one of the best example of such people's participation movement is Chipko Andalan. Okay, the movement to save trees is believed to have started when in 1973 in the village of Gopeshwar in Chamoli district in Uttarakhand. The villagers revoked the attempt of a contractor to cut down trees for a sports goods factory by hugging trees, and some weeks later same contractor was turned away by the people of another village in the same region. The most dramatic encounter between the contractor and the villagers took place here in Rani village in the Garhwal districts. The contractor purposely arrived there where the men were away protecting against the action of a forest. However, women took the lead role. The women of the village, led by 50-year-old woman, her name was Gauri Devi, forced the contractor and his men to leave. The residents offered the resistance offered by the villagers to stop deforestation of their land inspired environmentalists all over the world, and the Chipko Andalan spread rapidly across the Himalayan region under the leadership of activists like Sundarlal Bahuguna and Chandi Prasad. So long before the modern Chipko Andalan, a similar incident took place here in Jodhpur. In 1731, the king of Jodhpur, Abhay Singh, sent his men to cut trees from forest near the Bishnoi forest. The Bishnois are a community with a tradition of catering for animals and trees. Okay, when the king's men arrived, Amrita Devi, a Bishnoi woman, and her daughters hugged the trees and pleaded with the men not to cut them down. The king's men, however, killed the women and cut down the trees. Soon more villagers joined the protest, but the cutting and killing continued until 363 people had died. Okay, so then the king heard the news and he was deeply overwhelmed. He prohibited the cutting of trees in the Bishnoi forest, and admitted his what defaults. Another thing is joint forest management. This program launched by the governments aimed at involving villagers in developing and protecting degraded forest. Under this program, the forest department and the people share the responsibility and the benefits of managing forest. At present, more than 14 billion hectares of forest land are being managed by such joint managements. Okay, so these are something about plans, laws, and people participation in the conservation process in our country. Okay, this is our next class. We will discuss some question answer. Thank you. Have a nice day.